And good evening, everyone, and welcome into another KDSJ sports presentation as we get set for high school hoops here on this Tuesday night, featuring the Northern Hills Class AA rivalry here in the Black Hills Conference as the Spearfish Spartans visit the Sturgis Scoopers tonight, right here on KDSJ Sports. Along with us here on 980 AM, 103.5 FM, KDSJ980.com, and also with the KDSJ Sports mobile app. And live tonight, you can watch both games for free through KDSJ-TV on our YouTube channel and Facebook Live. As we get set for the first game of our doubleheader tonight, the Spartans and the Scooper girls will go first, and they'll be tipping off here in about, looks like around 15 minutes from now, so about a 6:10 p.m. start. As we look at that matchup, the Spearfish Lady Spartans come in 10-4 on the season. They won both games on their weekend road trip, defeating Huron and Mitchell. They're 5-1 in the Black Hills Conference, so they get back to league play tonight. And the Sturgis Scoopers, 5-9 on the season. They lost both games over the weekend as they made that Eastern road trip as well, losing at Mitchell and Huron. And they are 4-4 in Black Hills Conference play. As our countdown to tip-off tonight being brought to you by Jake's Collision Repair, the Black Hills home team for collision repairs at 4415 East Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish and off exit 32 at Junction Avenue in Sturgis. As Jake's Collision Repair locations in both towns, you talk about a neutral business right there. And thanks for them to start things off tonight with our pregame show. In the second game of our doubleheader tonight, the boys will hit the floor at about 7:30 p.m. for a Black Hills Conference Class AA clash as the Spearfish Spartan boys lost both games over the weekend at Huron and Mitchell. They're now 9-5 on the season, 5-1 in the BHC as they come down I-90 to take on the Sturgis Scoopers. One of the more, I think, disappointing teams around the area. I thought they were going to be really good and probably a winning record by now, but they've had some close losses and just inconsistency with the boys as they dropped both games over the weekend out at Mitchell and Huron. So they're now 3-5 on the season. Saying that, I think we're going to be in for a good one, especially in the second game of that doubleheader with Sturgis and Spearfish. They went to overtime last year, and I see them doing a very good game later on tonight. And we bring in our Spearfish Spartans insider, Clayson Davis, and getting ready for both of these games tonight. I know you had a chance with Coach Johnson earlier today. We'll get to that interview a little bit more before we get into our Laying the Foundation segment.
Yeah, thank you, Cody. And it seems like anytime Spearfish and Sturgis get together, and whenever it's on the basketball court, the volleyball court, the football field, the track, field events, no matter what, and you see a Spearfish Spartan and a Sturgis Scooper jersey going against one another, it's always going to be a show. And I feel like tonight's contest will be no different.
As the Spearfish and Sturgis girls will square off again here in about 15 minutes. Spearfish already with twice as many wins as the Sturgis Scoopers. We'll see if Coach Courtney Poole's squad can put things together at home tonight and take down the visiting Spartans. We'll get a perspective from the Spearfish side of things as head coach Dakota Johnson will join us right here on KDSJ as we get into our Laying the Foundation segment being brought to you by Heiserling Concrete. We'll be back with that coming up next.
Collision Repair has built their reputation by offering the highest quality, guaranteed repairs in the area. Satisfied customers return again and again for everything from collision repair to custom paint, glass and windshield, and the best hail repair in the region. They're preferred by most insurance companies and work with all of them. Jake's Collision Repair of Spearfish and Sturgis. Give them a Google today for the best repair on your vehicle, guaranteed.
Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is everywhere you need us to be. On the sidelines, supporting our local athletes, at our clinic locations throughout the region, and at our Ortho Express walk-in clinic when you don't have time to wait. We're here when you need us, working as a team to make your comeback stronger than ever. Getting stronger, getting better, getting you back to your best self. The life of an athlete has its uncertainties, wins and losses, injury and recovery. In the Black Hills area, athletes can always count on Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, here for whatever moves you.
And welcome into our Jake's Collision Repair countdown to tip-off. It's time to lay the foundation to this matchup between the Scoopers and the Lady Spartans, and that's being brought to you by Heiserling Concrete. As always, joined again by the Spearfish head coach for the girls basketball team, Coach Dakota Johnson. Coach Johnson, you guys had two back-to-back wins in East River, South Dakota this past weekend, both in a comeback fashion. Rate your team's performance versus the Huron Tigers and then that comeback win versus Mitchell.
I mean, I feel like I'd give them both a 10, maybe not in the first half. The ability for those girls to bounce back and battle the way that they did, they could have easily just folded. And, both half times we had some hard conversations, and they responded better than I think I've ever had a team respond, and obviously pulling through. And, even if we don't get those wins, still just the grit that those girls showed. And, like I said, their response was, I'm just so proud of how they pulled that together. And then obviously coming out with 2 dubs is even better.
At one point in that Mitchell contest, you guys were trailing by 15 at halftime against the number 4 team in the state. What was your message at halftime, and what really switched in the second half to have you guys win that game versus Mitchell?
I really just kind of challenged the girls to be the team that they are, because obviously we weren't playing like we were capable, and that's one of the most frustrating things I think you can see as a coach, to see all this potential and not use it. And so we just kind of challenged the girls, maybe a little bit intensely during some of those halftime conversations. And you got to recognize what your goals are, and now's the time to go get them. And that's exactly what they did.
What have you and your team learned on this 5-game win streak that you guys are on, especially after last weekend's contest?
I think it's just proven time and time again. Early we had some heartbreaking losses, and in situations that we could have come out with a win. And what they were able to show this weekend is that we are learning from those lessons, if you will. And we're not getting down on ourselves. We're staying the course until the final buzzer. And so, like I said, I'm just really proud that they were able to use those experiences that we've had early in the season and, transfer it into some of these games.
Talk about the health of your team after last weekend, and especially with this quick turnaround in between the last weekend's doubleheader and today's game versus Sturgis.
It was a battle. Both nights were a battle for us, and we had some girls playing a lot of minutes. So obviously going to have some bumps and bruises, a little bit of fatigue, but this is the, final countdown, if you will, to the season. This is we just got a stretch of games here, and then we're going into postseason play. So this is the kind of prep that we want going into postseason. So we're going to have to get up for every game and every opportunity that we have.
As you look at the Sturgis Scoopers, 5-9 on the season so far, what do you see from the Scoopers that you need to prepare for, and what do you think are some aspects of their game that you feel like you have the advantage in?
Anytime that you play Sturgis, it doesn't really matter, what the teams are sitting at, standing-wise or record-wise or whatever. It's going to be a game. It's going to be a battle. There's that nice rivalry between us, and it's a game that you definitely have to get up for and you can't take for granted. So we got to make sure that we're matching their physicality. I think they've got a lot of physical girls and athletic girls that are really starting to come together. This second half of the season, I think they're doing some things really well. Got to keep them off the glass, and I think that we might have a little bit of an advantage as far as shooting goes. Have a little bit better percentage, especially from 3-point line. We've got some really great shooters on our team, so hoping to use that to our advantage. But got to control them, got to make sure that we're dictating what they're running offensively, and just be us. Be us, the team that we have built thus far has been doing good things for us, so we got to make sure that we're maintaining that.
As you've been here for a few years, Coach, you've seen this rivalry firsthand. Talk about your experiences with this Sturgis Spearfish rivalry.
We've been fortunate to kind of get the better hand, since I've been here. And so you got to expect that they are going to get after us. And like I said, it doesn't matter, where we're at in the standings, what our records look like. Like, this is a game that these girls circle on their calendars and they get up for. And so we've just got to be ready for that sort of intense atmosphere, and have the right mentality going into this game to take care of business.
And finally, Coach, what are some of your keys to a win tonight versus Sturgis?
Really just controlling and dictating pace. We got to make sure that we're executing what we want to execute regardless of what they throw at us defensively. And we got to make sure that we match their physicality Can't give up a lot of rebounds offensively or defensively. Got to make sure that we're just setting the tone early, and make sure that none of them get into a rhythm.
Awesome. That's all I got, Coach. Thank you for joining us with our pregame show, and good luck in tonight's matchup.
You bet. Thank you.
As that was head coach of the Spearfish Lady Spartans, Coach Dakota Johnson. And we'll have more of our Jake's Collision Repair countdown to tip-off after this break right here on KDSJ Radio and KDSJ-TV. And welcome.
You see them everywhere. That's because Heinzerling Concrete of Spearfish is the most trusted name for everything from driveways, sidewalks, decorative stamp patios, and of course, foundations. Heinzerling Concrete is proud to support the activities that help our area youth build their foundation for future success. Whatever the job, Heinzerling Concrete is the name you can trust. Google Heinzerling Concrete in Spearfish or call 210-2320.
And welcome back to the Sturgis Brown High School West Gym, the home court of the Sturgis Scoopers as they host the Spearfish Spartans this evening here on KDSJ Sports. And live back here at the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth as we continue to lay the foundation for this matchup tonight, being brought to you by Heinzerling Concrete. Give them a call at 605-210-2320. We heard from head coach of the Spearfish Lady Spartans, Dakota Johnson, right in a 5-game winning streak. They just have 6 games left in the regular season as they come into the contest 10-4 overall, 5-1 in the Black Hills Conference. For the Sturgis Scoopers, they're just trying to get some ground made up here in the final couple weeks of the regular season. They're 5-9 overall after losing 2 games on the road this past weekend, losing at Mitchell on a Friday night 50-30, and then losing at Huron on Saturday 37-31 in that contest. So Sturgis 5-9 overall. They've lost 5 games in a row. So while one team has won 5 in a row, the other team has dropped to 5 straight. And again, the Sturgis Scoopers also have just 6 games remaining on their schedule as we head on to the final stretch of the regular season. Tori Williams this past weekend had 10 points on Friday night at Mitchell. Followed that up with 6 points at Huron on Saturday. While she led the team in scoring on Friday, Kiera Killinger led the team in scoring on Saturday with 10 points in the Huron Arena. The field goal percentage was not good for the Sturgis Scoopers in their last game at Huron on Saturday. They shot just 24% from the field, 9 of 37. They were 2 of 12 from behind the arc. Get the lid off the rim. Both teams had 29 rebounds in the contest on Saturday afternoon. Huron had 19 steals in that game compared to Sturgis 8. And for the Sturgis Scoopers, they had 26 turnovers on Saturday. So you can't combine all that, get the ball stolen away from you 19 times, having 26 turnovers, and then also only shooting 24% from the field really hurt the Sturgis Scoopers as they lost by 6 at the Huron Tigers there on Saturday. So that's the last time out for the Sturgis Scoopers. They have a 3-game week this week here at home against Spearfish tonight, and then they will travel down to Hot Springs on Friday and then host Custer on Saturday. So all Black Hills Conference matchups this week. It's the only time these two teams meet here in the regular season. It's a Class AA doubleheader rivalry night on this Tuesday as the Scoopers host the Spearfish Spartans. We'll take a timeout, come on back with the starting lineups of the game tonight between the Spartans and the Scoopers, live here on KDSJ Sports.
No matter what life throws in your direction, Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish reminds you to make you and your family's dental health a top priority. Putting off small problems now can lead to big ones later. We are small enough to feel like family, but big enough to bring you the latest technology. Before your lives get too hectic with school, sports, and other extracurricular activities, schedule a comprehensive exam now. We love our patients. Celebrating 50 years of dentistry in Spearfish.
Let our family care for your family.
Whether you've lived here for years or if you're new to town, everyone wants to know the best place to buy a quality pre-owned car, truck, and SUV, or where to go to have your current ride kept in shape. Brandon Kemp here from Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Need new tires? We got them, all major brands. Your brakes squeaking, or do you just hear something that's not quite right? We can help. Or maybe you're looking to upgrade to something a little more suitable. Well, you came to the right place. Superior Auto Solutions on Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish, or find us online at superiorautost.com.
Make eating better, easy with Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish. Just because you're in a hurry doesn't mean you can't eat better. Made-to-order smoothies, wraps, sandwiches, and flatbreads that instantly boost your mood, all with delivery available. Plus, check out all the different flavors of smoothie bowls, salads, and even breakfast items. Located off I-90, exit 14 on Platinum Drive, just down the hill from the Holiday Inn. Eat well, live well at Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish.
Quality food at a fair price. That's what you expect, and that's what you'll get at the Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or to grab a bite to eat before or after the game. Choose from daily specials, and a trip to the fresh soup and salad bar is always a hit. Plus, the Millstone can accommodate larger groups, like buses or your next meeting in their private party room. So, if it's just you and a friend or the whole team, get a great meal at a great price. The Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish.
Well, we had our Heisling Concrete laying the foundation segment. Now let's get ready for tip-off of this Class AA girls basketball matchup as the Spearfish Spartans come in 10-4 in the season, averaging 56 points per game, taking on the Sturgis Scoopers, who are 5-9, have not won a home game yet this year, and they're averaging 39 points per game. The visiting team on the scoreboard, the Spearfish Lady Spartans. Let's send it on over to our Spartan insider, Clayson Davis, with tonight's starting lineup.
And starting for the Spearfish Lady Spartans, it's going to be the usual five at one of the guard positions. Number 3, a junior 5'8" guard, Addie Bowman. She gets to start for the Scooper, for the Spartans, that is. Josie Dana, senior, she blew up versus Mitchell as she is a senior guard at 5'7", wearing number 10. She gets to start tonight for Spearfish. Also starting for the Lady Spartans, Avery Kirk. She's a forward 5'9" senior wearing the double ones for the Spartans. The sharpshooter, Kate Sharp, she's been playing her best basketball as of late as well. A junior guard at 5'7", wearing the lucky Michael Jordan 23. And the shooting Kachutin, Maya Kachutin, number 32 for the Spartans. She's a senior guard at 5'7".
And now let's have a look at your starting lineup for the Sturgis Scoopers, the hometown team on the scoreboard tonight. Our official starting lineup being brought to you by Dana Dental Arts in Spearfish. Let our family care for your family. For the Scoopers, they'll start number 22, Tori Williams. She had a good game on Friday night at Mitchell. She's a junior guard at 5'6". Number 23, Avery Long, a senior guard at 5'6". Getting the start is number 24, Leah Long, a sophomore guard at 5'9". Kiera Killinger, she had a pretty good weekend on the road trip despite the 2 losses. She's a junior forward at 5'11", and the post player, 5'7" forward, Addie Kostler, wearing number 51. She has the ball right now as the Scoopers win the tip, and our Jake's Collision Repair countdown to tip-off expires there at 6:11 in the p.m. And we will have the first shot put up by the Sturgis Scoopers at the near end of the floor here. It is no good, and then a whistle right after that. And it'll be a foul on the Sturgis Scoopers. That personal foul coming on number 24, Leah Long, the sophomore guard. So the Sturgis Scoopers under head coach Courtney Poole, Dakota Johnson, who we heard from in our Laying the Foundation segment, head coach of the Spartans. Pass up the floor to Kate Scharf, and what do you know, a made layup for the Spearfish Lady Spartans as Kate Scharf hits 2 points, and the Spartans are on the board.
Yeah, that's one thing that head coach Dakota Johnson has really emphasized in practice is made layups. They've had so many missed opportunities in the paint the past few weeks. Elm almost came up the last weekend in those 2 games in East River, but when they sparked those comebacks, it all started with points in the paint off of layups.
Sturgis Scoopers with the ball here again on the near end of the floor as they're in the home white unis with Scoopers across the front in cursive black numbers and a red trim underneath. Layup missed there by the Sturgis Scoopers. Rebounded here by Scharf. Scharf outlets it to Bowman, and here comes the Spartans running towards the far end of your radio dial. We're kind of here in the corner of the gym. Up on the track is our Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. So behind the Spartan bench off to the side. So here in the first half, the Spartans will be hopefully scoring a bunch at the other end of the radio dial as they go left to right or right to left on KDSJ-TV as well. Post move inside by Avery Kirk gets the 2 points there for the Spearfish Spartans. We'll see if she can continue to get some damage done in there in the paint.
Yeah, Avery Kirk, she probably had her best performance as that post player for Spearfish versus Mitchell on Saturday. She's just been getting better and better at being the big down low as she continues to improve on her post moves.
Sturgis Scoopers cold from the field. Their last game out on Saturday afternoon, they shot only 26% from the field. Underneath, the shot is up and no good that time by Josie Dana, and she'll have a couple of free throws coming, I believe, if that was in the process of shooting. One of our officials, Becca Walters, former BHSU Yellow Jacket player, and now an official here in the Black Hills Conference. The first free throw is no good by Josie Dana with 6:11 left to play in the first quarter. A quick 4-0 lead for the Spartans and 3 fouls already on the Sturgis Scoopers here in less than 2 minutes of this first quarter. Dana hits 1 out of 2.
Yeah, Spearfish, a 68% team, a free throw shooting team, and Josie Dana is one of their better free throw shooters. They've struggled as late as a free throw, so we'll see how they go throughout the night.
Here is a steal. Dana gets hacked in the active shooting. The layup, she'll have a couple more free throws coming up as the Spearfish Spartans come in Class AA, ranked number 6 in the media poll, number 6 in the seeding points with that 10-4 mark. The Sturgis Scoopers coming into this game right on the bubble of getting into the Sodak 16 as they are 5-9 on the season, and they need to make up some ground here in the final couple weeks of the regular season as Josie Dana makes the first free throw.
Got some substitutions now for Sturgis as Avery Marler will come into the game, senior guard, and also Arena Haugen, sophomore guard, enters the game for the Scoops.
Dana has 3 points, all from the charity stripe. Spearfish puts on a little bit of a press. Sturgis see if they can get through it. They go to Kostler. Kostler shot off the backboard, no good. Rebounded by Spearfish, forcing the 1 and out. Here comes the Spartans to the other end as again they go right to left in the road maroon jerseys with the white over the shoulders. And then maroon shorts with the gray numbers. Into the corner, goes back out to Kachutin. She gets it back, squares up for 3 from the wing, no good, and it's rebounded by the Scoopers. Bounce pass, and now Sturgis gets the ball down the floor, right down the middle of the paint, and that layup is missed. Sturgis has shot, I believe, everything from in the paint, and nothing can go so far for the Scoopers, so they try from downtown. That three-pointer will be no good by Kostler, rebounded here by the Spearfish Spartans. They get it down the floor, but nice save over there by Bowman. I thought it was going to be ending up in the second row. And the Spartans do turn it over on the possession. And now here comes the Scoopers as they stop the train and hold things up. Kostler now goes over here to the wing, now to the top of the key. They rotate it over. The Scoopers trying to penetrate inside to the paint. That shot is off and no good. Everything's just been kind of a line drive at the rims. And a couple of them have not even touched the rim. At the other end, the layup is good by Scharf as the Spearfish Spartans get their third field goal of this quarter, and the shutout continues now 9-zip.
Yeah, right now Spearfish, they're just being cool and calm on offense, dealing with that Sturgis press, and then Sturgis, on the other hand, that seems like they're trying to force everything on the inside, and that's where they have a lot of these missed shots.
Kostler misses, rebounded by Spearfish, up ahead to Scharf. Scharf gets it on over to Kachutin. Kachutin baseline, too far underneath the basket, and she'll dribble out of bounds. And we'll have a substitution coming in here for the Scoopers. Checking in, number 33, Kiera Killinger checks back in. Coach Poole going with the glittery shirt tonight. And the only matchup against the Spearfish Spartans, as she wants her team to calm down. Head coach Dakota Barry Johnson over here on the near side with the long sleeve sweatshirt, and the rest of her assistant coaches underneath. Sturgis has a second chance opportunity, but it is up and no good. And let's see, maybe it went over the top of the backboard, I thought.
That's what I thought. It went over the top of the backboard, but they elected to let them play on. So Avery Kirk will pick up her first foul, and that will send Marler to the line.
Coach Johnson got the explanation from the referee. It looks like the foul was in the act of that shooting, so that's probably why it was such a bad shot. So, free throws coming up here. The first one is no good by Marler. She'll have a second chance. The senior guard at 5'7" comes in off the bench. The cross-country athlete, and she stepped over the line. So the only point the Sturgis Scoopers have so far, they will take off the board with that lane violation. Now the full court press put on by the Sturgis Scoopers. Their one way right now is to force some turnovers. Maybe that'll turn into some points. Spearfish breaks the press, though, and they get it back over, and they set up the offense. 3:33 left to go here in the first quarter. 9-0 in favor of the Spartans on the road. One of their shortest road trips of the year. The other one was Bell. Here is Kate Scharf for three. That is a swish. Her third field goal. Scharf now with 7 points. Spearfish 7-1 on official road games this year. Their only loss on a road game was a triple overtime game against Aberdeen Central that Clayson Davis was at. Got our first points for the Scoopers underneath Hagen.
Yeah, that breaks a 12-2 run for Spearfish to get going with the game. And then Avery Kirk on the other side. She's just getting better and better in the paint as she makes a layup there to make it 14-2. But Avery Kirk, she was one of those that struggled in the middle of the paint as far as scoring earlier this season. She's really came on strong here as of late.
Sturgis Scoopers' shot is too strong. So here comes the Spartans down the floor to Bowman. And nice touch inside to Avery Kirk. Kirk has that one blocked. Good defensive effort by Kiera Killinger, but I believe maybe she'll get called for the foul. She does. It was a good defensive play. Partially blocked it, but partially on her arm as well. So that's her second personal, and we're in the bonus. The 15 foul on the Scoopers as they trail 14-2. Spartans are going to the line and hitting these free throws. Kirk at the line makes her first.
I also don't know how deep Sturgis will go into their bench traditionally. So if they start racking up the fouls now later in the game when Spearfish really starts to come on strong like they've done the past few games, it could be trouble for the Scoopers.
Kirk hits both free throws. Spearfish Spartans up 16-2 here on KDSJ Sports Tuesday Night Hoops. Black Hills Conference Class AA doubleheader with the boys coming up at around 7:30 p.m. this evening. These teams used to play twice each season, but now it's just once, and most likely they won't meet up in the Sodak 16. So a travel called on Sturgis back to Spearfish. Spartans 5-0 on the season against teams with a losing record. They're averaging 56 points per game, giving up about 44. Sturgis Scoopers at 5-9 on the season have not won a home game yet this year, and they're 0-8 against teams with winning records. And they're averaging 39 points per game. Over the weekend, losing both games at Huron and Mitchell. Turnaround jump shot is no good by Kachutin. Defensive rebound there by Sturgis. They don't have it for long, though. It's tipped away, and back comes the Spearfish Spartans in their front court. Dana gets it off to Kachutin. Kachutin over to Reiners. Now into the game goes Scharf, and her shot is off and no good for the elbow. Spearfish will pick them up defensively. Passes around the perimeter are the Scoopers. They come to the near side, now going into the paint, partially blocked out of bounds. There with the dribble was Avery Long. She's been one of their better players this year, along with Tori Williams and Addie Kostler.
Yeah, right now Spearfish defensively switching between a man and a zone. Right now they go back into kind of a zone setup. And it's giving Sturgis problems getting their offense as they have elected to go in the paint multiple times, and now they just can't seem to hit any shots.
There is the shot attempt. It is off the mark, but a foul called on Spearfish. So it looks like this will be a shooting foul. A couple girls checking in here for the Spearfish Spartans. Let's see, I see Adeline Bowman coming in, and I didn't catch the other one.
Tierson Grubb, I think, is the other one.
Okay.
So Bowman will re-enter the game. She was one of the starters for the Spartans, and then also Tierson will come in to replace Avery Kirk. Micah Chutin also takes a seat. No substitutions for the Scoopers, and we'll play on.
Irina Hagen, one of the first girls off the bench for the Sturgis Scoopers. May see some time from Braylee Freitag and Olivia Vleem. Vleem is the sophomore post player at 6'1". She'll be the tallest girl on the floor whenever she goes in. Spearfish usually a smaller, quick lineup as they get it inside, kick it outside. Three-pointer by Dana is good. That was good ball movement by the Spartans.
Yeah, Spearfish back on another scoring run. I think they're on a 7-0 run right now. And Josie Dana, she was non-existent from behind the line pretty much the past month of the season behind the three-point line. And she came live versus Mitchell, led the team in scoring, was our superior performer for that contest. And she hasn't forgot how to shoot threes in this contest.
Meanwhile, the Sturgis Scoopers dribble the ball to bounce right underneath of us here as we see the game from the corner view here of the Sturgis Brown High School West Gym. Got 20 seconds left to go in the first quarter, so the shot clock is turned off. Here's Reiner. She's been playing better here in the second half of the season. Scharf keeps the dribble alive as a couple Scoopers were trying to steal it away. Now on the baseline, getting too far underneath the basket. They go over. Here's the layup, and that is good by Josie Dana. And that'll be the end of the first quarter of play as the shot off the buzzer is no good, and the Spearfish Spartans setting the tone early in this one, up 21-2 after the first quarter on the road at the Sturgis Scoopers. Our coverage of high school girls basketball continues. We'll be back in 1 minute on KDSJ Sports.
American Colloid, a minerals technologies company, is not only part of the community we live in, they are the community. Bentonite clay, mined right here in our own backyard near Belfouche in Colony, Wyoming, provides a contributing factor to this area's economic success. This unique product has a huge range of uses, from the main component in cat litter to health and beauty products, pharmaceuticals, and more. It's all produced right here in all of our community. American Colloid Company, working together, winning together.
Beef Logic, Inc. is proud to sponsor South Dakota's high school and collegiate athletes this season as they work alongside their partners at the South Dakota Beef Industry Council to deliver the Build Your Base sports nutrition program at local high schools and colleges around the state and the country. Are you looking for a simple, easy-to-follow program that can help you and your family optimize performance both on and off the field of play? Check out buildyourbase.org and learn why beef continues to be the premier protein for athletic performance and recovery.
I'm Cody Oliver along with Clayson Davis with KDSJ-TV. We're back on the road. A nice little quick road trip here over to Sturgis tonight to take on the Scoopers. Thanks for joining us here on KDSJ 980 AM, 103.5 FM, KDSJ980.com, as well as with the mobile app and through KDSJ-TV. Spearfish went on a start to 12-0, and then after that they allowed a bucket to the Sturgis Scoopers. Scoopers' only points was a field goal from Irina Hagen off the bench, and then Spearfish went on a 9-0 run to close out the first quarter, up 21-2.
Right now, Sturgis just needs to find something offensively as nothing has really worked. They've tried forcing shots in the paint, and Spearfish is not allowing them. Now they're going to set up in a man defense, and Sturgis is going to have to get tough and not allow this physicality and aggression of Spearfish to take over their game.
Spearfish reaching in all over the place. They're trying to swap the basketball away. They do get called for a foul. So coming in will be, for the Sturgis Scoopers, checking back in will be Avery Long, the senior guard. We had the game for you on radio on Friday night over at the Huron Arena where Spearfish picked up a 10-point victory. KDSJ-TV exclusively had the coverage from the Corn Palace on Saturday. Mitchell had a big lead, and they let it slip away as Spearfish mounted a comeback win over the 4th-ranked Mitchell Colonel girls. The Spartans forced 15 Mitchell turnovers and held the Colonels to just 4 field goals in the second half of that game as Spearfish picked up their 10th win of the season.
Yeah, that game versus Mitchell, it was a 15-point deficit at halftime as the Sturgis Scooper gets her shot blocked. And we're going to go fast up the floor with Spearfish into the corner with Bowman. And now the Spartans will reset up the offense. But 2 come from behind wins versus 2 good East River teams in Huron and Mitchell last weekend for the Spartans, as it's given this Spartan squad a lot of confidence coming into the later part of the season.
Here's Kachutin on the baseline, makes an extra pass out to Reiners. 12 to go on the shot clock. And inside, the pass goes in there. It's missed shot. Back outside to Dana. Her shot is missed. And a third opportunity here for the Sturgis Scooper, or for the Spearfish Spartans. The ball is tipped away. It'll stay in the front court and stays with the Spearfish Spartans. We saw Sturgis get in a little bit of foul trouble there early on with 5 fouls in the first quarter. Each team with 1 foul so far here in the second quarter. How'd they call things East River this past weekend?
It was aggressive. It was a battle underneath for really both teams. Of course, East River might be a little more lenient with the fouls, not really being too ticky-tacky when it comes to them playing, but they were really good with the fouls. It was really aggressive underneath as rebounds came at a premium as Josie Dana made the layup right there for Spearfish, making it now 23-2. But, yeah, the reffing over there at East River, I'd say it was kind of my style of basketball, really aggressive and not really calling a lot.
Yeah, I heard you have to really earn a jump ball over there as they'll let you play it out. At the far end of the court here at the Sturgis Brown High School West Gym, the Spartans turn the ball over, but it might come right back to them as Kachutin with the save. Now it goes inside to the Scoopers as they caught the basketball and go up with a shot, and she'll be fouled. Meanwhile, one of the Spearfish Spartans took a elbow to the gut, it looks like, and that is Adeline Bowman, and she will walk it off, but I think she'll have a player coming in for her.
Might have got the wind knocked out of her. I don't know if it was up on the layup, either caught a flying limb to the gut, but don't think that feels too good, and yeah, it might have just looked like might have knocked the wind out of her momentarily. She had kind of got pushed around and beat up a little bit last weekend over there at East River. Of course, she was a menace trying to get boards versus Mitchell and Huron. In fact, she was our superior performer for the contest versus Huron just for her defensive and rebounding efforts, but doesn't feel good when you catch a foot or a elbow right into the gut.
And Avery Long hits 1 out of 2 free throws. So just a field goal so far for the Sturgis Scoopers by Haugen, and then a free throw made by Avery Long as the Sturgis Scoopers unable to get anything going there. And here comes the Spartans right back. They're trying to set the intensity here with the fast break offense, and we are going to have a foul underneath.
I think a jump ball, and they're going to go to the Scoopers.
Speaking of the jump ball, possession arrow is pointing towards the Scoops.
Now that you think about it, I don't even remember them calling a jump ball in that Mitchell contest.
I have a feeling that they just let him play. Here is the Scoopers with the basketball. Undersized for most of the season. They go to one of their tallest girls, and that is Addie Kostler, the junior at 5'7". Again, their tallest girl on the team is Olivia Vleem, but she hasn't played yet tonight. They do have Killinger at 5'11", but overall, very short starting lineup. Spearfish, let's see, Muchler at 5'10", and Tierson Grubb at 5'10" off the bench.
And right now, that lid on the Sturgis Scooper hoop has not come off yet this second quarter, or really this first half. As again, 1 free throw made and 1 field goal.
We want to say thanks to a couple of our sponsors, including Beef Logic, the South Dakota Beef Industry Council, and also South Dakota Attorney General's Office Division of Consumer Protection. A straight-on three-pointer by the Scoopers. Man, if that can't go, it's going to be a drought for most of the night, as that was a good-looking shot by Avery Long, but that was too strong. Here is, at the other end, Kate Scharf. She drills the three-pointer from the wing. You can just tell the confidence is with her, and meanwhile the Scoopers are just want to see that basketball go through the hoop a couple times here.
Yeah, it seems like for the Scoopers, when it rains, it pours offensively, as trying to force up shots, and sometimes you're not being able to get a good shot. If you see right there, that shot went off the side of the backboard by Kostler. And then on the other side, Scoopers.
It's going to be a carry on the Spearfish Spartans. Dribbling the ball up the floor and rolling the ball over with their hands. So a carry called on Spearfish. And now Scoopers will get it back. 26-3 is the deficit. Well, you can't make 23 points in one time, so just chip away at this and try to find some place on the floor where you can maybe find the weakness in Spearfish, but not catching the ball here on the near side was Avery Marler. Goes out of bounds and back to the Spearfish Spartans, who come in 10-4 in the season, 5-1 in the Black Hills Conference with that winning record. I think they have just 2 games this week, the other game being on Thursday at home against Custer. Layup is missed by Sturgis. Loose ball, rebounded by Kachutin. Behind the back dribble, up ahead to Scharf. What a 1-2 punch there. Boom!
When you're hot, you're hot. When you're not, you're not. That is pretty much the
tail of this game.
Yeah. Kate Scharf nails another tray. And she has 12 points already for the Spartans. They lead 28-3.
Here's the Sturgis Scoopers with the basketball. Here is Marler. Marler running the point. The ball comes back over here to the near side to Tori Williams. She's one of their better players. You got to start making something happen and putting up some shots. But right now, good defense by Spearfish. And then when you do get a good look by Sturgis, nothing will fall.
Yeah, right now, Sturgis, they just seem flustered right now. Whenever they do have a shot to take, they just throw it up there. They really don't take much time to focus with their shot, and that's why you see a lot of these shots by the Scoopers just hit the backboard or bounce straight off the rim. I guess when it comes to those shots, they make it very easy for to get an offensive rebound because you don't know where it's going. But right there, Sturgis thought they had a shot. Spearfish is right there to get the block, and then with a turnover.
Here is Spearfish, bottom block, and another turnover on Spearfish, and this time a travel. And over the weekend, again, Sturgis lost by 20 points at a good Mitchell squad on Friday. And then when you only shoot 24% from the field, turn it over 26 times with 19 steals. It's a tough way to win a ball game, as they were led by Kiara Killinger with 10 points there on Saturday. Yeah. Going to be playing some Black Hills Conference teams here this week. And here it is into the paint, making an extra pass. Here's a long jumper for 2, no good. Weak side rebound taken there by the Sturgis Scoopers. Leah Long.
Honestly, you have to give the rebounding advantage to Sturgis right now.
Three-pointer, no good that time by Tori Williams. They got good looks, and nothing will fall for Sturgis. Just 1 field goal in this first half. Let's see, that was in the first quarter. They've gotten a free throw here in the second quarter. It's deja vu, like the Lee Deadwood Gold Diggers.
I was just thinking that same thing.
90 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Sorry to throw that into the whole mix here, but it's just, that's what it looks like. Underneath, trying to get the basketball, Spearfish Spartans and the Sturgis Scoopers both had their way with Lee Deadwood earlier this season. As out on the wing, trying to make that extra pass to the free throw line underneath, and it's a collision and I believe a foul.
Yeah, I believe they were trying to get the ball inside to Lainey Ewing. Honestly, Kate Scharf got pretty lucky there as Ewing was all covered up. The pass she was not really open, but Ewing was shoved in the process of the ball heading her way, and Spearfish, they've just been camping on this side of the floor this entire possession. Multiple offensive rebounds and turnovers by Sturgis. As we see a block underneath as Avery Kirk gets blocked. by, it looks like, Kira Killinger, and see if that can spark anything for Sturgis offensively.
Scoopers cross-court pass, making the catch. It is Avery Long. Now back over, top of the key. Need some more ball movement here and some screens as Sturgis passing it around. Not much movement right now here on the near side as they try to get the ball over here to Phillips, but it's stolen away by Spearfish. They read that one, and Josie Dana at the other end gets the hoop in the arm. Dana's fourth field goal of this first half ups that lead to 27 here in the first half of play.
Yeah, Josie Dana, she's your defensive leader for the Spartans, leads the Lady Spartans in most defensive categories, steals being one of them. Already has a few today. She anticipates passes, and Sturgis, when you're not moving around on offense and just kind of throwing passes all over, it's very easy for someone with the speed and experience like senior Josie Dana to pick a pass and take it the distance.
Scoopers have the basketball now as they get it to the top of the key, trying to rotate it on over to the corner. Nothing's been going in the paint. Well, nothing much at all as the jumper here by Phillips rolls around and out. And that is the story this first half. They've had some good looks and just not able to can them. As we go on the Wayback Machine, and when I say that, it was only a year ago that these two teams played. Tori Williams scored 20 points in that game for the Sturgis Scoopers, where they lost 50-33 at Spearfish. The main player last year, Kate Scharf, she had a dozen points. Tiersten Grubb had 7 rebounds. Remember Sophie Guthmiller? She had 7 rebounds and a couple steals last year in the Spartans' victory against Sturgis.
As we got traveling on the other side for Spearfish, so they won't be able to have a last shot chance. Now with 3 seconds left to go, Sturgis will just chuck up a football-style pass to the rim. Didn't even get close. And we hit halftime with Spearfish putting 30 on the board. Sturgis, 3.
Sturgis Scoopers want to burn that first half of film as we go into halftime in the Wolf's Plumbing and Heating halftime show. 1 field goal for the Sturgis Scoopers came in the first field goal in the first quarter, and then a free throw by Avery Long. It's 30-3 at halftime on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard, and we'll come back with the halftime show in a couple minutes right here on KDSJ Sports.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Truck Month has arrived, and Junix and Spearfish has the deals you've been waiting for now during Ram Truck Month for work and for play. A 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn as low as $48,840. A new 2024 Ram 3500 Tradesman as low as $53,995. Or a 2025 Ram 1500 Laramie as low as $57,520. Visit Junix.com to see what's available. Then schedule a test drive to see what's possible at Junix Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on West Jackson in Spearfish.
Whatever the weather, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating keeps you in the comfort zone with expert heating and air conditioning repair or replacement from American Standard Mitsubishi. For over 70 years, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating has delivered quality service to the Northern Hills and Northeast Wyoming. When you need timely, expert service for heating, cooling, or plumbing, call 605-642-5755 or search Wolf's Plumbing and Heating and stay in the comfort zone.
Fisher Sand and Gravel of Spearfish supports community and school athletics. Plus, they support community development with services in and around the Black Hills. Fisher is an aggregate company headquartered in Spearfish with 2 local commercial quarries in Beulah and Newcastle, Wyoming. They sell all sizes of aggregates for commercial and individual projects from a pickup load to thousands of tons. Whatever you need, Fisher Sand and Gravel, proud supporter of all community, college, and high school athletics. Good luck to all teams and athletes competing in today's game.
For nearly 50 years,
And welcome back here to Sturgis as the Scoopers host the Spearfish Spartans in a couple of Black Hills Conference games tonight with the Class AA matchup. Both teams' boys squads are on the floor getting some warm-ups in here as the girls are in the locker room. And first half on the Junex scoreboard, it's all Spearfish. They're up 30-3. Our Spartan Insider, let's put some inside information on how this first half went, and then we'll be back with some stats.
Well, to put it lightly, sometimes you're the bug and sometimes you're the windshield, and we can tell what side is what in this first half. Spearfish got going in this contest on a 12-0 run before Spearfish scored before Sturgis scored their first point. And that was all the scoring there was for Sturgis in that first quarter, as 21-2 at the end of the first. And then in the second quarter, Sturgis, they added one more point in a free throw. As Sturgis, they just seem to be forcing shots. They don't have time to really focus in on getting a good shot. And when they do, it's a forced shot that goes off the backboard, off the rim. They really haven't been able to get anything to fall for the Scoopers. Meanwhile, Spearfish, they're just waiting for Sturgis to make a lazy pass or a bad pass, and then they're taking it the distance. Multiple steals by Josie Dana that turns into layups. Spearfish is making points in the paint, which is something they've struggled with the past month or so, that they are starting to get turned around, and Kate Scharf has been an animal from behind the arc. As between points in the paint and steals with Josie Dana and Kate Scharf nailing trays, they both lead the Spartans with 12 points, I believe, as Cody Oliver does his statistical counting. But right now, the Scoopers, really you just need to get something that works on offense, as no matter what they've done here in the first half, nothing has worked. As again, only one field goal the entire first half, one free throw, and Spearfish right now literally running away with the contest.
I mean, Sturgis is getting some good looks from behind the arc. They missed a couple of layups on their first couple of possessions, so that probably took away some confidence, but they've had some pretty good looks. It just rims out and no good, as they've had just one field goal in the first half. We'll add up the rest of our stats and continue with our Wolf's Plumbing and Heating halftime show, brought to you by Wolf's, located in Spearfish. Call 605-642-5755 or check them out online at wolfph.com. We'll be back in 2 minutes on KDSJ Sports.
Roofing Incorporated has been the trusted name in commercial roofing across western South Dakota and eastern Wyoming. Family owned and operated since 1975, they bring quality craftsmanship and reliable service to every project, big or small. From repairs to new installations, Low Roofing Incorporated covers it all. Protect your business with the experts who care and products that last. Call 1-800-658-4543. Low Roofing Incorporated, building a legacy of trust, one roof at a time.
This year marks the 50th anniversary of Pillin Optical. Since 1974, Pillin has dedicated its business to serving the community with quality eye care at a great price. The inventory has grown, giving you the widest selection of frames while maintaining the best prices for your family eye care needs. Your family is special, and Pillin Optical wants you to enjoy every minute clearly with them. After all, at Pillin Optical, quality eye care and customer service is the most important thing next to your sight. Pillin Optical, family owned for 50 years, 409 Kansas City Street.
And welcome back here to the Sturgis Brown High School West Gym on this Tuesday night, following Spearfish Spartan basketball as they meet up with the Sturgis Scoopers this evening. The girls contest, it's all lady Spartans right now at the break, 30-3, as we dive in a little bit more to that first half, as the Spearfish Spartans started off the game on a 12-0 run. Then they gave up a field goal in that first quarter by the Sturgis Scoopers. The Scoops' only field goal in that quarter and their only points. Then Spearfish went on a 9-0 run. Then Sturgis made a free throw, and then Spearfish ends out the quarter with another 9-0 run. The Spearfish Spartans were up 21-2 after the first quarter. They outscored Sturgis in the second quarter 9-1. As Spearfish had 3 girls score in the first half, so I would have thought more than that, but just the trio, and Maya Kuchutin, not one of them to score in the first half of play. A lot of extra passes by Spearfish to get some easier points. A dozen points from Josie Dana and 12 points from Kate Scharf lead the way for the Spartans. 6 points from Avery Kirk. And that's it for the Spearfish Spartans. They made 2 3-pointers in the first half. One of them I thought was a 3 by Kate Scharf, but they'll say she was just inside the arc. And then Spearfish has made 5 free throws. For the Sturgis Scoopers, just 1 field goal in the first half. That was off the bench by Arena Hagen with 2 points. And then a free throw in the second quarter by Avery Long with 1 point. And that's it. I can do that math. That's 3 points and 1 free throw made by the Sturgis Scoopers. So at the break, the Spearfish Lady Spartans with the advantage, 30-3. And we'll come on back with the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard right after this.
For over 10 years, Allied Construction has been a trusted name in the Black Hills, providing top quality construction services to our local community. We take pride in being a local business with deep roots in the area. With an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, you can trust us to deliver exceptional results on every project. Our team is dedicated to providing personalized service, ensuring your project gets the attention and expertise it deserves.
Check out their website today. Click alliedconstruction.com or find them on Facebook.
And welcome back here to Sturgis, live from the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. It's time now for a little bit more of our matchups around the area and across the state. It's our matchup menu being brought to you by Beef Logic and also our Junix scoreboard. Here's Clayson Davis.
Yeah, thank you, Cody. Looking at some of the matchups that's going on across the state right now. In Class AA, Douglas is taking on Hill City in girls basketball. And some scores from Class AA. Harrisburg beat T area 53-45. Number 1 O'Gorman all over Lincoln tonight, 71-28. It was Watertown leading Jefferson right now at halftime, 23-14. Number 3 and number 2, Brandon Valley and Sioux Falls, Washington, doing battle tonight on a Tuesday night. It's Brandon Valley over at Washington right now at halftime, 30-28. Number 4 Mitchell over Aberdeen Central in a close one, 23-20. It's Sioux Falls Roosevelt over Brookings right now, 24-8. And then it is Pierre over Huron, 37-15. Games going on in the Black Hills tonight. Lee Deadwood, the girls, get their 3rd win on the season. They beat the Bison basketball team 50-41. They're in lead tonight. As I can't remember last time Lee Deadwood even had 3 wins on a season. Number 1 Mapaya-Luta all over St. Thomas More, 19-9. Again, Douglas playing Hill City tonight as well. And then Faith taking on Lemon, Harding County hosting Dupree.
And that's all girls action, right?
Correct.
Okay. Boys games usually start later on, so we'll have some of their updates during the boys contest, which here probably going to get underway around 7:30, 7:40 p.m. tonight. We may have a running clock in the second half of this contest as it's currently 30-3 in favor of the Spearfish Spartans. And the first possession of the second half is a foul called on Sturgis. Now, Spearfish, I'm thinking you're not going to get a whole lot of calls to go your way here in the second half, maybe helping out the Sturgis Scoopers. But Spearfish, I don't know how long the starters will be out there, but you got to go through your offense and try to keep things crisp as Callie Reiners gets the start in the second half. No Maya Kachutin. I was wondering what might be wrong with her.
Maya Kachutin had the start, and then she hit the deck hard on that Sturgis foul. So she exited the game, as you want to make sure as she's healthy for the ending of the season. She's battled an ankle injury, had a concussion recently as well, and she hit the deck hard on that Sturgis foul. So she exits the game, and I'd be surprised if she, frankly, went back in.
That's why I said probably not a whole lot of minutes from some of these starters in the second half, but Coach Johnson doesn't get terribly deep into the bench. And this foul will be on Kate Scharf. That's her second and the first team foul on Spearfish here in the second half. So Kachutin got to play there for about 15 seconds of the third quarter before she goes out of the game. And at the line here is Avery Long. She's 1 for 3 at the line.
Missed her first free throw. Second one rolls in and good. So the Scoops, they get the first points of the third quarter.
And they're going to double check the scoreboard. I believe it should be 30-4. And they set it right. Sturgis fans are like, man, we don't get on the scoreboard much. Just give us the points instead of Spearfish. And now things are ready to go. Spearfish will be shooting at the basket that's relatively closer to us. Here's Reiners, passes it into Kirk. Kirk, back to Reiners for three. That's no good. Annie over. And it will be a foul underneath called on Sturgis.
Josie Dana, again, sneaking around the box out of Sturgis to get the rebound. And that's what head coach Johnson wants to see at the ending of the season, especially against an opponent like Sturgis, as it doesn't matter if your team is the top of the state or toward the bottom of the state. The standard is set as Bowman will travel heading to the line for a layup. So Spearfish with quite a few opportunities already in the third quarter to score. They just haven't done it cleanly.
I'd like to see them make multiple layups. That would be a start. Minute 7 gone by here in the third quarter as I prelude to a tough stretch of missing layups throughout this season.
They've been good lately, especially this past weekend. They thought they seemed to have that figured out, as Sturgis still not able. I think they're struggling more to make layups right now as they missed 2 underneath on that possession, and now Spearfish, let's see if they can get their first points of the second half.
Kirk over to Scharf, back to Kirk. They play catch here on the near wing. A little bit closer defense by their Sturgis. All over her is number 24, Leah Long.
Might be too close a defense.
And that will be her third. And the first team foul on the Scoopers here in the third quarter. 6:20 left to go. Josie Dana sits out. She has a dozen points so far. And she'll get a rest. And
Kachutin's back in the game.
Okay. She has the ball, but not for long. Avery Kirk not looking to shoot, just passing the ball around, whether it's in the bottom post or up there around the free throw line. Bowman's in trouble, and she will be fouled.
Again by Avery Long, and she picked up her fourth. Leah Long, that is.
So Leah picks up her fourth and will go to the bench and into the ball game.
She was playing good defense, just got a little too aggressive, and there's Maya Kachutin with her first points of the contest. That comes with 6 minutes left to go in the third quarter.
Marler checks in for the Sturgis Scoopers there for Long. Here comes Sturgis, seeing if they can get something going on offense. They go baseline, they draw the double team, and then this will be on a bounce by the Sturgis Scoopers as they ran out of real estate there on the baseline. Phillips checks in. Also checking in will be Hagen. As our halftime show with our scoreboard and first half recap and stats was being brought to you by Wolf's Plumbing and Heating and Spearfish. Call 605-642-5755. Commercial and residential, whether it's bursted pipes during this cold weather or make sure your heater works. They're right there for you. Into the backcourt. This will be over and back called on the Spearfish Spartans. The first 2.5 minutes not looking pretty here for the Spartans as they've scored 2 points in this third quarter.
Yeah, I can't imagine that Dakota Johnson's too happy right now with what she's seeing on the floor. You're up 30-4, and Sturgis, you're up 30-3 at halftime, and then you've only put up 1 basket as we're about a third of the way done with the third quarter, and multiple turnovers. As it doesn't matter, like I stated to earlier, it doesn't matter if you're playing the top team in the state or if you're playing someone with 5 wins on the season. There's a standard that she wants to see from her basketball team, and it's not getting done right now. As Kate Scharf and Addie Bowman head to the bench, and Josie Dana and Tierson Grebel enter for the Spartans.
Only 3 girls have scored for the Spearfish Spartans, and there's a bucket. That's a 3-pointer that will be good by number 22. That is Tori Williams. We've been waiting for her shot to go in. It finally does. And then once she does, she'll get taken on the ball game. Or no, she's just going to have a chat with Coach Courtney Poole.
I was about to say, Sturgis punishing their players for not scoring?
First free throw is good by Kirk.
I wonder why it was a 30-3 game and a half.
33-7 is the score now here in the third. 5:06 left, and Kirk misses the second free throw. As I mentioned, Tori Williams stays in the game after hitting that 3-pointer. She led the team in this contest last year. She had a fairly good game against, I think it was Mitchell on Friday. But then everybody was cold on Saturday, and it's carried over here to this Tuesday. And then this one will be thrown out of bounds. A tough schedule for both of these teams, going East River last weekend, Friday and Saturday. And then if you call Sunday off, I guess, whatever, they probably still recover from everything. And then a day yesterday, and you're back at it again tonight in Sturgis. This is a 3-game week for them as they go Tuesday, Friday, Saturday. The defense is much closer and better here by the Scoopers. They have picked up 5 fouls already, and we're not halfway through the third quarter, but they are playing closer. And then this will be an offensive foul called on the Spearfish Spartans away from the ball. And Coach Johnson tells Ewing, get back in.
Yep, that usually involves a screener getting her feet not set. And, Johnson lets Avery Kirk know it's like, hey, there's a standard that needs to be played too.
So Kirk goes out. That foul was called on Kachutin, her first, third team foul. But again, every time Sturgis fouls here in this quarter, it'll be 2 shots coming up for the Spearfish Spartans at the free throw line. And Sturgis has it. Now maybe a runner inside, but they attempt a shot and they get fouled. So going to the free throw line will be Avery Long. She'll go to the free throw line for the 4th time tonight. She has just 2 points from the charity stripe, and that foul was going to be called on Josie Dana. That's her second, team foul number 4.
And you can see the law on the court now. They're going to keep track of the physical play underneath that we saw in the first half. It's not near as physical underneath anymore, as there have been multiple fouls called underneath the rim, both offensively and defensively, to try to make sure no one gets out of this blowout hurt or harmed.
Long makes 1 out of 2 at the free throw line, so now she has 3 points. The Scoopers have a team have 8. Josie Dana has outscored the Scoopers herself. Here's Kachutin for 3. That one's off the mark. Battle for the rebound comes down to the Spartans offensive board, going back up with it, and 2 points there for the for the Spartans. That is Ewing with the bucket.
Yeah, Ewing getting in the game and getting into the score column. Usually he's the 3rd player off the bench for Spearfish. Doesn't get into the game a lot unless when it comes to situations like this. It's nice to see her in the newspaper with a bucket.
Yeah, usually Ewing, Grubb, Reiners are your first 3 off the bench. Here's the Sturgis Scoopers. An open layup. Missed attempt there. Just right in the middle of the paint. Missed it a little bit too strong. It'll be staying with the Sturgis Scoopers after the foul by Spearfish. Pushing off.
Yeah, that was Tori Williams there getting the rebound as a Spearfish getting a little lazy when it comes to their boxing out, which is something they've prided themselves on. As saw a lot of Spartans just sitting there watching the rebound, and Williams jumped right in front of Grubb and got the offensive board, and Grubb had no choice but to foul.
This will be the 5th team foul on the Spearfish Spartans. So for the final 3:26 of this third quarter, both teams will be shooting 2 free throws. At the line now is Tori Williams. Her first free throw is up and good for the Scoops.
I think Tori Williams is starting to figure out this whole shooting thing for the Scoops. She made her first free throw, 35-9 with 3:26 left to go in the game. Spearfish again leading by 30-3, leading by 27 points. They're getting outscored to the Scoopers right now in the third quarter.
Now here is Reiners, top of the key to Kachutin. And the ball goes to Dana, back outside. Here's a 3-pointer, no good by Grubb. Here's the Scoopers up ahead to Kostler. Kostler makes a pass inside. The layup is no good by the Scoopers. Leah Long, that went off the glass, but it just kind of had a weird angle, and she missed it. And then stepping out of bounds was Kachutin. Another unforced error by the Spearfish Spartans. And with 2:54 left to play here in the third quarter, it'll be Scharf at the scorer's table, ready to check back in as Spearfish is back on defense. Girl-to-girl D as Sturgis gets it across the timeline. Pass it over here to Williams. If I was Williams, I'd just start putting up some shots, getting some confidence as the Spartans get the steal. Up ahead to Reiners. Reiners back outside. Here's Dana in trouble. Back out to Reiners. Cross-court pass over to Kachutin. Kachutin almost back to half court. Now she makes the extra pass over to Reiners. We'll do this all over again. Dana inside. It'll be a push. Foul called on the Sturgis Scoopers. This will be on Williams. That'll be her third.
Spearfish this quarter not near as crisp with their offense. It just seems like they're going through the motions a lot, as we've seen a lot of high passes just getting tracked down by Spearfish, not really able to have the offensive player do a lot with them, as we saw it a few times there. As Callie Reiners takes a seat, Kate Scharf back in the game. And meanwhile for Sturgis, exiting the contest will be Arena Haugen and Leah Long. And then for the Scoops, that will be Avery Marler and Avery Long back in the game.
Lots of subs coming in and out there as the free throw is made by Dana. You're looking for somebody to give the Spartans a spark here, whether it's Bowman or Kachutin, somebody to lift the offense. See how they do on defense here. As Sturgis puts up the shot, Kostler no good, and we're going to have a foul, and that'll be in the process of shooting. So 2 free throws coming up for Addie Kostler for the Sturgis Scoopers. The junior forward at 5'7". Clock stops at 2:08 to go, as we've had at least 5 fouls on each team here in this third quarter. So to the line goes Kostler. The boys' game coming up at around 7:40 p.m. this evening. They went into overtime last year over in Spearfish. Sturgis has a lot of threats on their team, from Wormstead to Heinert and Rock. See if they can put it together against the Spartans, who lost both games on the road this past weekend. Kostler makes 1 out of 2 free throws. And she is into the scoring column now. 4 different girls have scored for Sturgis, but they only have 10 points to show for it. They do have the defensive rebound here, and they get it off to Tori Williams, as Spearfish has just 6 points in this third quarter. And one of them was a 3-pointer by Kachutin. 3-pointer this time by Sturgis, no good. Offensive rebound, back outside, moving the ball around, catching it, not shooting it yet is Sturgis. They try to make an extra pass, and that was taken away. And then just as Spearfish gets it, they get called for a violation and a turnover on Spearfish. Didn't quite see either double dribble or a travel.
I believe it was a travel on Tierson Grubb. Got their steal, and then I think she was looking to go up floor or dribble, and took a step in the process, as now Kachutin gets a steal. And let's see if this can spark something for Spearfish.
Here's Dana underneath, misses the shot, gets her own rebound. And Josie Dana will go to the free throw line for Spearfish. 2 shots coming up for her. 1:22 left to go in the third quarter. A couple girls for the Scoopers are into foul trouble, as they had 1 girl with 4 fouls. That was one of the Longs. And now it's Killinger with her 3rd foul.
And Killinger will stay in the game. And that girl you just said with 4 fouls, Leah Long, she checks back into the game. So right now the Scoopers, 4 out of the 5 girls on the floor right now have 3 or more fouls.
So Josie Dana makes a free throw there, as we add things up by, let's see, I got her for 15 points. Here is Sturgis at the other end with the home white jerseys.
Sturgis right now just dominating the offensive boards. As Sturgis, they've missed a lot of shots, but they're getting offensive rebounds and giving themselves plenty of opportunities to score.
Tori Williams, 3-pointer halfway down and a rimmed out. Here's a steal now by Kostler. Kostler not looking to pass yet. She should have about 4 steps before that. And then instead it's taken away by Spearfish. Here's another steal by Sturgis, back-to-back steals, but then Spearfish gets it right back, a little pinball machine here, as Spearfish sets things up in the half court. They can go for the final shot of this third quarter, as the shot clock and game clock are almost identical here.
I think there was a span of about 4 steals in about 3 seconds.
Here is Kate Scharf for 3. No good from the near corner. Rebounded here by the Scoopers. Scoopers outplaying the Spartans here in this third quarter. Up ahead, the pass goes inside, and oh boy, a missed layup. And that could be the story of the game. Killinger missed that one, and at the end of the quarter, the heave-ho from half court is no good, as the Sturgis Scoopers in that quarter scored 7 points. Spearfish scored 8 points, as Spearfish maintains the lead, now up by 28 as we head into the fourth quarter. More high school girls basketball coming your way on KDSJ Sports.
It's not one, but 2 great locations in Spearfish to gas up and get what you need on the go. Exit 8 and Exit 14 Speedy Marts offer everything you need so you can get in and get out and get back on the road. Find your favorite snacks and a cold drink, or maybe something fresh from the kitchen or in the cold case. It's all homemade right here. And Exit 8 and Exit 14 offers top-tier fuels from Phillips 66, so you get the most from your transportation. Exit 8 and 14 Speedy Marts in Spearfish. Right off the road, right on the money.
Do-it-yourself made easy with help from Proline Equipment Rentals in Belle Fourche. Whether you're a full-fledged contractor or just taking care of some jobs around your home, Proline has the equipment you need. Lifts for any job, like scissor lifts, boom lifts, and man lifts. Skid steers, trenchers, backhoes, and more. Step inside to find smaller tools for do-it-yourself projects like concrete work, painting, sewer repair, and more. Call 723-7677, click ProlineEquipmentRentals.com, or stop by off North Highway 85 in Belle Fourche today.
Back here at the Sturgis Brown High School West Gym on this Tuesday night of high school hoops. It is the Spartans up 38-10. I say that, but I talked to my Spartan insider. I would say the Spartans got outplayed there in the third quarter.
Yeah, of course, you can watch right behind the Spearfish bench from our Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth as Micah Chutin picks up her just 4th point of the night. And you could tell head coach Johnson was pissed. She was not happy with the performance of her Spartans that third quarter.
All the starters are back in here, and here's a steal by Josie Dana. Lays it up and in for 2. A little pep talk never did anybody any harm, and I think that might have just sparked something as the Spartans get 2 buckets in about 30 seconds, and now they're back up by 32.
As I believe that was the largest lead of the game. I don't think Spearfish got to that 30-point running clock mercy rule that the state has in the third quarter. And I believe that's why all the starters are out there, and also for Johnson to be like, okay, we're going to do this the right way, guys.
And the shot is up and no good for the Scoopers. Underneath, put back up. Well, that shot hits the bottom of the backboard. They throw up another shot, no good. They go 0 for 3 to the Sturgis Scoopers, and here come the Spartans. And up ahead, it's Dana going into Kirk. Kirk with the layup. 3 possessions now in this fourth quarter, and 3 buckets by the Spearfish Spartans. They scored 8 points in the third quarter. They score a quick 6 here in the first minute and a half. As the Sturgis Scoopers. Did Coach Johnson break a clipboard or anything?
I don't think anything was harmed in the process. Might have been some verbal discouragement.
I had to make sure we were all plugged in over here. So now Spearfish will have it in the half court here as Reiners checks back in. Kachutin will go out. Kachutin with 4 points.
That might be below her season low.
Into Kirk, back outside to Dana. Her shot no good. Rebounded by the Sturgis Scoopers. That's Ewing. We have a Ewing on each team.
It's Natalie Ewing into the game for the first time for the Scoops. She is a senior guard at 5'4". And she has her ball almost taken away by Kate Scharf, as they'll call a jump ball. It's weird seeing jump balls called after last weekend. I could maybe count on one hand through 4 games the amount of times those were called.
Possession arrow goes to the Spartans, so good defense that time. That turns into a turnover for the Sturgis Scoopers. And now here's Bowman, goes to Reiners, back to Bowman. It's all here on this near side of the floor. Now Bowman will get it over to Scharf. Scharf at the free throw line, and we got an offensive foul away from the ball here on the Spartans.
Yeah, they're going to catch Avery Kirk with the screen. Might have torqued her body a little bit, and that's enough for the ref to blow the whistle. And now we got a whole mass substitution for Sturgis, as 4 out of the 5 girls will exit. And coming in for Sturgis, we have, okay, here we go. We got Avery Mahler into the game. We got Briley Heath, a freshman, in for the Scoopers as well. Also into the game, Braylee Freytag in for the Scoops. Natalie Ewing stays out there. And then the final girl out there is number 2, Kinley Stewart.
Very well done, Clayson.
As must have been a good sub because Natalie Ewing gets the layup for Sturgis.
3-pointer off the mark, no good by Scharf at the Spearfish Spartans end. Going to be rebounded here by Sturgis. They have 12 points so far. They had 2 points in the first quarter, 1 in the second, 7 in the third. And trying to make this look a little bit better in the newspaper tomorrow. There's a 3-pointer, and that is good by one of those girls that just came in. That was Braylee Freytag. The junior steps out, hits the 3-pointer there. As the shots would not fall in the first half with just 1 field goal and 3 points. They're getting some things to go here in the second half. A foul from behind by the Sturgis Scoopers. They'll catch Ewing with the push.
And there's 2 Ewings on the floor, 1 for Spearfish, 1 for Sturgis. Natalie Ewing, senior guard, and then you got Lainey Ewing making a move, getting the bucket and the foul.
And that'll be the bucket for the Spearfish Spartans. So, as we mentioned, a Ewing on each team, so we'll try to keep that straight. Nice inbounds pass to Lainey, who made that post move.
Do you want to know something funnier?
Okay.
Ewing also committed the foul.
He's all over it, folks. Clayson Davis with us on KDSJ-TV. He can see all that through the lens of the video camera. And underneath the layup is good. Could it be a Ewing? Yep.
Ewings are having the time of their lives right now in Sturgis.
46-17. Spartans having the better time overall tonight as Kate Scharf has it into the paint, puts up the shot off the glass, can't get it to roll, and it goes out of bounds. And this will stay with the Spartans. Here we come in with some subs. Sanford is in for Spearfish to run the point. And then who else we got there?
We got Dagan Muchler, and then Taylor Vito. 2 junior guards into the game. As now with about 2:13 left to go. So subs for both teams out on the floor. Of course, the lineup for Spearfish is Sierra Sanford, sophomore guard. Tierson Grubb. Lainey Ewing, 3-pointer from the corner by Vito's no good. Rebound by Muchler, and now here's Vito again with the offense for Spearfish.
Stewart came into the game for the Sturgis Scoopers, and here's a steal by Marler. She's quick, cross-country and good track athlete. We'll have a jump ball. This time the possession arrow pointing to the Scoopers. The starters stayed in there for a few minutes here in the fourth quarter. Now we have a running clock. Spartans sitting all their starters back out as they'll get win number 11 on the season, 6th in the Black Hills Conference. Another BHC opponent comes to Spearfish on Thursday night when the Custer Lady Wildcats come prowling into town. And the Sturgis Scoopers, they'll have 3 games this week. They'll have trip to Hot Springs on Friday. Then I think they host Custer on Saturday. They do. Both of these teams going to be staying at home and around the area for a lot here until one last road trip weekend at the end of the regular season. Putting up the shot and good. Where was that in the first half? That shot is up and good by number 12. That's Freytag. She's already hit a 3-pointer. She hits a runner there. And under a minute left to go in this contest as we get ready for the boys' game coming up shortly. Underneath, the layup is good by Muchler. Her first field goal of the evening. And that's about the 6th different Spartan to score. Bowman has gone scoreless tonight, and Maya Kachutin with just 4.
Yeah, I believe that might have been a season, almost a career low for Maya Kachutin, it seems like. Even since she was a freshman, it seems like she's been able to light up the scoreboard.
Spartans built up a 21-2 lead after the first quarter. They were up 30-3 at halftime. Both teams kind of sluggish there in the third quarter. as Spearfish had the lead 38-10 after 3. And after 4, the game is over, and the Spearfish Spartans win it 48-19 as Spearfish scores 10 points in the fourth quarter and 9 for the Sturgis Scoopers. The Spartans improved to 11-4 in the season. The Scoopers dropped to 5-10, as now the Spartans have won 6 games in a row and the Scoopers have lost 6 straight. We'll have your post-game show coming up next. From the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth, I'm Cody Oliver. Clayton Davis will be back right after this 2-minute timeout.
For over 20 years, there's been a better alternative for car repair in Spearfish and the Northern Black Hills. It's Auto Doctor, with their 2 ASC certified mechanics who each have over 40 years of experience and their state-of-the-art facility. They'll treat your vehicle like it's theirs. From mechanical repairs, brakes, alignments, tires, AC work, and more, Auto Doctor also provides advanced diagnostics. From Audis to Volkswagens, if your car is ill, we're the pill. Auto Doctor off Exit 14 Heritage Drive, Spearfish.
The Goldust Casino invites you to try the new menu items now being offered at Maverick Steak and Cocktails. Watch the action as you dine inside the Goldust Casino with tables overlooking the gaming floor. Enjoy over 210 of the newest slot machines and table games in Deadwood. And use your club card for great discounts at the 2 hotels right in the middle of the action. Get reservations today by calling 605-559-1400 or visiting goldustdeadwood.com.
And welcome back here in Sturgis as we have our in-between show. The girls' game is done as Spearfish picks up the win, 48-19, well below their season average of points, as they usually average about 56 points. The Sturgis Scoopers usually average around 35 points. They were well below their average as well, so if you had the under in this game, it probably hit. The Spartans win it 48-19. Send it over to Clayton Davis with more of our game recap.
Yeah. What game recap we have. Again, it was 21-2 at the end of the first, 30-3 at halftime. Spearfish, they were pretty much sleepwalking through that third quarter. I believe they only scored 8 points. And Sturgis, I believe they had 7 points to make it 38-10 at the end of the third, I believe is what it was. And then Spearfish and head coach Dakota Johnson was not pleased with that performance from the third quarter. We put all the starters back out at the beginning of the fourth. They scored 4 points in a span of about 30 seconds, got the game up to a running clock, and then a bunch of substitutions came into the game. Sturgis, their backups, honestly, got scoring going for the Scoopers, as Braylee Freytag had 5 points in the contest. Natalie Ewing also was a little bit of a spark offensively for Sturgis, but in the end, they get up to 19 points in the contest, and yeah, that's the final. As Cody continues to do some stats, I think we're going to take a 1-minute timeout. Let Cody finish up some stats, and we'll continue with more with our KDSJ postgame show after this 1-minute timeout.
To start your new year with a new career, Pipeline Plastics in Belfouche is hiring extrusion and grinder technicians for day and night shifts. If you like the idea of working 6 months and getting paid for the full year, go online to pipe.us/careers and apply now. No experience necessary. They offer competitive pay starting at $20 an hour, great benefits, and much more, including quarterly bonuses. Go online to pipe.us/careers or call 605-892-0500 to apply today. Again, that's pipe.us/careers.
Collision Repair has built their reputation by offering the highest quality, guaranteed repairs in the area. Satisfied customers return again and again for everything from collision repair to custom paint, glass and windshield, and the best hail repair in the region. They're preferred by most insurance companies.
And welcome back to KDSJ's coverage of high school hoops here on this Tuesday night as we have a look over the stats of the girls' contest. Spearfish got out to a 12-0 advantage. They were up 21-2 at the end of the first quarter. Then they're up 30-3 at halftime. Spearfish Lady Spartans up 38-10 after 3 quarters, and they go on to win it 48-19. Your final score on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard: Spartans get 6 girls into the scoring column, 2 into double figures. 17 points from Josie Dana, 12 points from Kate Scharf, all in the first half. 9 from Kirk, 4 from Kachutin, 4 points from Ewing, and 2 points from Muchler. For the Sturgis Scoopers, they had 6 girls score. Their leading scorer was Freytag off the bench with 5 points, and then Tori Williams with 4. 4 points from Ewing, 3 points from Avery Long, 2 points from Hagen off the bench, and a single point from Addie Kostler in that first half. Spearfish hit 3 3-pointers, Sturgis made 2. Spearfish made 9 free throws, and Sturgis made 5. As the Spearfish Spartans get to 11-4 in the season and 6-1 in the Black Hills Conference. Time now for our Superior Performance, being brought to you by Superior Auto Solutions. Call 605-642-9111 or see their inventory online at superioroutosd.com.
And for going back-to-back superior performances on the girls' sides, Josie Dana getting our superior performance of the game, being brought to you by Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Led the Spartans with 17 points scoring. She also forced a lot of turnovers from the Sturgis Scoopers, and overall she's come alive late in the season as she goes back-to-back superior performances, being brought to you by Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish.
Next up for the Spearfish Spartans Thursday night at home against the Custer Wildcats on KDSJ-TV only. The Sturgis Scoopers will be back in action Friday night as they head down to Hot Springs to take on the Lady Bison. Your final score on the Junix scoreboard: the Spearfish Lady Spartans 48, the Sturgis Scoopers 19. And we have your boys game coming up next right here on KDSJ Sports.